Hey guys, Will from EDM Tips. Today I've got a really short but useful tutorial for you in how to create a Shepard tone. But it's not just a standard Shepard tone tutorial. I'm going to explain a couple of other techniques that you can use to create really interesting effects. But first, what actually is a Shepard tone? Sadly, it's got nothing to do with the guys who tend to the sheep in the field, but it is used by some of the world's best producers to create a constantly rising, constant tension that is perfect not only for dance music, but for creating tension in films as well. It's an audio illusion whereby it tricks your ears into thinking there's a constantly rising pitch. I'm going to link to a couple of the best examples of the Shepard tone being used in music, but I'm not going to play them on this video, otherwise I'll get flagged for copyright. But you've got Daniel Pepina's Church of Nonsense, you've got the soundtrack by Hans Zimmer for Chris Nolan's superb film Dunkirk, and you've got the constantly rising sound from the Swedish House Mafia's Leave the World Behind. So let's have a quick look at a diagram as to why the Shepard tone sounds the way it does. Well, you can see here, if you've got a rising octave of sound from a middle C up to the next C, and you have an octave above and below playing the same notes as the middle octave, if you fade that lower octave in and that upper octave out, it gives the impression that you are constantly playing up in a scale, even though, of course, that's impossible. But if done properly, it can trick your ears into thinking it's a constantly rising sound, which is great for building tension. So without further ado, let's hop into the door and get it done. Oh, and if you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Let's do it. Okay, so firstly, if we look at that piano example I gave, you can see here it's very simply 3 octaves playing the same notes from C up to the B, and then the C loops there, 1 octave above. But then you can see, using the velocity, I've actually made this top octave fade out and the bottom octave fades in. So altogether, that creates that Shepard tone sound. But in dance music, and usually in other types of music, you would want to create a smooth pitch bend sound rather than going up in incremental notes, as in this example. So let me show you exactly how to do that. Then we're going to get on to the really cool kind of secondary Shepard tone effect. So to do that, what I'm going to do is create a MIDI channel, and you can use any synth to do this, but it's important that you pick a synth whereby you can choose the pitch bend range. So I'm just going to use Operator in Ableton, but as I said, it doesn't matter which synth you use, so I'll just drag it onto a new MIDI track. Then, this is the important bit, I need to choose the pitch bend range. Now for the pitch range, I need this to be at least an octave. Either 1 octave or 2 octaves, make it a multiple of octaves though. So if we put this to 12 semitones, now create a clip, and we're just going to draw in a sustained middle C. And that sounds like this. Just a sine wave at the moment, but doesn't matter which kind of wave you have. Let's actually make that longer. So I'm going to just take that out and extend that the whole way, so it's a much longer sweep. Now, next thing we need to do is program in the pitch bend. So in Ableton, you go into the clip and then you choose your envelopes, choose MIDI and then pitch bend. And we're just going to have that go from 0 up to the highest amount there. And make sure that it goes like right at the end of the clip, so it loops around right down to right up, and then, as I said, loops around again. So now it sounds like this. So that's actually 2 octaves, and that's absolutely fine. And it's 2 octaves because this pitch range seems to be saying it's 12 semitones down and 12 semitones up. And if you're using Serum, you have the option to set a different one for down and up, but you can choose them both for 12 anyway. But as I said, that's absolutely fine. If we wanted to recreate the piano effect but smoother, I would duplicate this. Now, some people will use multiple LFOs within a Serum, and things can get a bit complicated. I like to see what's actually happening with the Shepard tone, and this keeps things a bit more simple, keeps your hands on, gives you more control. So I've duplicated this twice. Let's call the top one high, and remember back to that piano example we looked at earlier, you've got 3 octaves at least. So we're going to do 3 octaves in this example. So if we've got high, mid and low, now we need to actually adjust the octave of the note in it. Now, because our octave range, or our pitch bend range, is 2 octaves, we need to increase this top note up 2 octaves like this. And the reason being If you listen where the middle one ends, the C where it ends, it's there. So we need this second one, this high one, to dovetail perfectly in with that. So the note at the end here is exactly the same as the note here. Simultaneously, or conversely, the bass note needs to be 2 octaves below the middle note for the exact same reason, because our pitch range is 2 octaves in total. And again, this low note here, when it gets to that point, will dovetail perfectly in with this mid note here. So if we listen to that and then listen to this, you can hear it's the same note. Whoops, that's at the end. Right, so now this dovetails into this, and this dovetails into this. So let's have a listen. This is where we are so far. And we've got it looped around. So we're almost there already. But it's not quite smooth enough. It doesn't trick our ears into thinking it's constantly rising. And that's for a couple of reasons. One is that we haven't added the volume fades yet. So we need this low one to fade in like this, silent here, up to full volume there. And we need the high one to fade out from full volume here to silent here. The other reason is we've got multiple voices selected for each of these synths at the moment, and that means any slight release that we might have is going to play over as it loops around, and you'll hear the fade out of the note as it kind of loops around. So to get rid of that, simply make sure that you've just got one voice chosen for each instance of whichever synth it is that you are using. So basically make it monophonic instead of polyphonic. And now let's add those volume fades. I like to do it within the clip itself. So if you double click, you can just go into the envelope section, choose mixer, track control for the upper octave, the high octave, start at 100%, end at 0%, and the opposite of that for the low octave, start at 0%, down there, at the beginning of the clip. Always making sure you're exact in your programming, and then 100% at the end of the clip. And now we should have a perfect Shepard tone, much like we had with the piano. There's still a very slight click, and that's as the pitch resets. There's not much you can do about that, but usually with a Shepard tone, it's kind of a background effect anyway. But this is what I like to do when I've created my Shepard tone. I'll group it together, and because it's a background sound, I'll usually put a reverb on there on the group, which pushes it right back in the mix anyway and smooths out the transients, so you never actually hear the click. So now let's have a listen to it. So just imagine that in a riser. A really cool effect, huh? But that's pretty standard. As I said, you can use any wave that you want, but it doesn't just have to be pitch that you can modulate in this way. I've actually found you can do it with several different parameters. So I'm going to show you a more advanced technique, and this is to recreate a similar kind of relentlessly rising phaser sound, much like in the Swedish House Mafia's Leave the World Behind. And that was a great effect, really signature sound for them when it came out. So let's use a different synth for this. I'm going to keep the same high, mid and low orientation, but instead of an operator, I am going to use Serum, and instead of a pitch bend, I'm going to get rid of that because we are going to be using a phaser instead of a pitch riser. So for this, I'm going to choose white noise. So I'm just going to go into the noise oscillator, go to bright white. So we've got this kind of effect at the moment. So now let's create the kind of effect that we want before we create the Shepard tone, the rising effect. So I am going to use an LFO for this. I'm going to turn on the filter, make sure the noise is routed through to the filter, and then I'm going to choose some kind of flanging filter with lots of nodes, I think. That sounds cool when it's moved with the cutoff. Like that. That's the kind of effect we're going for. So I'm going to kind of push this a bit harder. That's really cool. So we are going to create the sweep with that and then assign that and then make a Shepard tone of it. So what we need to do is select LFO and again make it constantly rising. This is taking the place of the pitch automation that we had in the last example. We are going to make this attached to the track. I'll turn trigger on so it restarts every time. Now we need to assign this LFO to the cutoff, like so. Take the cutoff right down. Okay, so we need to make that last 4 bars. 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bar, 4 bar. Now let's have a listen and have a look at this filter. So that's now what we want to create the Shepard tone with. So this is a little bit trickier to get your head around, but the exact same principles apply. So if we duplicate this, like so, we're going to duplicate it twice. We're going to call one high, and we're going to call one low. Although technically there's no difference in pitch because it's white noise, so there is no pitch to white noise by definition. So it's just arbitrary names for it, really. I might actually create 4 of these then, so we can have them come in, yeah, like so. So for the first one, I'm going to create a volume fade. So I'm going to go to mixer again, track volume, and because I'm going to use 4 instances, I'm going to divide this clip by 4, so it's going to be 25% of this clip is the fade in. So you can see the first quarter is going from silence up to full volume. So on its own it would sound like this. And similarly, the last quarter is the fade out, like so. And now, let's just delete these other ones I did. We've still got the same synth on each of these. We duplicated it, so it's got the same settings. And now, this cold is just, cannot kick it. I'm losing my voice. That's how much my mind has been blown by this. Let's duplicate that, and duplicate that, and duplicate that, and duplicate that. So now we should have a constantly rising, awesome jet sound, like in Leave the World Behind. Again, you can fade that out using reverb. Bit of EQ. And there you have it, guys. I really hope you've enjoyed that. Sorry, I've completely lost my voice now.